it's NiaAlena. Welcome back to my channel. If you're watching this, I hope you're doing well. If you have not already, please subscribe. So today's video is going to be something a little bit different. I know the majority of the videos on my channel are about hair and makeup, but today I wanted to talk about something a little bit different. So as much as I love hair and makeup, that is not the entirety of my life. And so I wanted to be able to discuss things of substance on this channel, and today's topic will be one of those. So I really want to discuss college. College is a huge decision and, a pretty big milestone in people's life. And I've come to the conclusion that it's not for everybody. As much as people say it's fun or that it's important or that you have to do it, or you're not going to make any money, or you're not really doing anything in your life, or whatever people will say, it's not for everybody. And I'm going to use myself as an example. I'm going to talk about myself because, of course, that's the only experience that I can be 100% familiar with. So I went to a small Catholic high school, very, very small. I graduated valedictorian of my class, and I found in my senior year that as I was nearing graduation, I started getting the itch that I didn't want to go to college. I did not want to go to college, and I wasn't going to. College was not in my plan. I mean, I took the ACT, of course. I made a 29, which, is okay. It's not in the 30 club, but, that's pretty good. I was touring colleges. Of course, I applied, but my heart wasn't in it. I didn't want to go because I didn't think that it was for me, and I had other plans for my life. I felt like I was going through the motions because my mother wanted me to go to college. She's a physician, so of course she went to college. She went to med school, and I think she's one of the few of her siblings to go to college and complete college and even go on to a professional school. So, it was very important for her. And I have an older sister who was in college at the time. So that was a big deal. But I felt like it wasn't for me. What I wanted to do was go to cosmetology school. I wanted to get my cosmetology license, and I was going to apply for a loan and hopefully open up my own shop. That was what I wanted to do. And I'm still going to make that happen, of course, but, nothing really ever goes as planned. So sometimes you have to take an alternate route, which is okay. But for me, when I spoke up and told my mother that, I don't think I want to go to college, she did not want to hear it. She told me, if you're living under my roof, if you're living on my dollar, you're going to college, and that's it. There is no roundabout way. And I took that personally because I'm telling you, my mother's the type of person to say, well, you have to do what makes you happy, and, I just want you to be happy. But when I was telling her, like, Mom, I don't think college is for me. I think doing this will be better suited for me. I think this is the path that I want to take. She was basically shutting me down, and we got into a huge argument over it. I think, that's probably the biggest fight we ever had, so much so that it got physical because my brothers were also near, and I was telling them, if you feel like college isn't for you, don't feel like you have to do it. Don't feel like you have to do it. And I still believe that. Nobody should feel forced to go to college because that's what they think is right. Like with life, there is no one size fits all. There is no one path fits all. Like, it's just not. And I still believe that. And I still tell them that to this day. Of course, my mother and I have resolved this issue. I mean, it's been almost 2-3 years, but that's still something that really hurts me to this day, to know that she didn't want to even hear my options for myself, for my life. um, so that was my experience. Of course, now I am in college. I'm a sophomore at Dillard University. I'm a business major. And, you know, I see now in hindsight that this was probably the best decision for me, because I have loved every moment of my experience here, and I think that it was necessary for me. And I'm always going to emphasize that it was necessary for me. It was important. It's an important period of growth for me. Like, I needed this, because if I had rushed into, you know, get my cosmetology license, that maybe would have taken a year, and then bam, that's it, adulthood. And I feel like I needed this buffer and this additional knowledge that I've been able to gain to really feel fully prepared, because that's what I like. I like to feel fully prepared. I like to know that I have a plan, and I like to know that I have the substance to do what I want to do. So I feel like being in college for me was a necessity. And I love my experience. I love my school. You know, if I could go back, I would say, oh girl, yeah, you need to go to college. I think that's gonna be good for you. Because of course I'm happy that I'm here now. But again, I will say, you know, if you're a senior in high school, or maybe you graduated high school and you took a gap year, or maybe you dropped out, or I don't know, and you're saying, you know, I don't want to go to college, or college isn't for me, I want people to understand that that is okay. There are so many other ways to make a living and live a comfortable or even wealthy life without having to step foot on a college campus. Like, I firmly believe that, you know, whether you decide to take up a trade or enter entrepreneurship, or just marry well, whatever that is for you, you know, you have to find your way. Nobody else is going to do it for you. And if you subscribe or live your life to somebody else's method or rules, you know, you're never going to be fully satisfied. That's how I feel. But I will say this: if you are in high school and you are at this point where you're saying, I don't know if I want to go to college, or you've already made up your mind and you said, college isn't for me, I'm not going, the number one thing that I will stress is have a plan. I do not believe in, you know, just going through life free falling. You know, of course I say go with the flow, you know, don't always be so uptight, or don't always feel like you have to do this or have to do that, but have a plan. If you're saying you want to go to trade school, if you're saying you want to do entrepreneurship, if you're saying you want to go ahead and start working, have a plan and do your research. When I said I didn't want to go to school, I already knew what cosmetology school I wanted to go to. I knew how much it was going to cost. I knew what kind of loan I was going to have to take out. I knew how much it was going to cost to start my business. You know, I'm looking at rents, houses, utilities, like, you know, what's going to happen if my mother says she cut me off, she's not financing me anymore. How am I going to be able to make it? And those are things that you have to consider when you're making a decision like this. Really financially, that is the most important thing. How are you going to be able to support yourself and your dreams financially? Because, you know, 5-10 years down the road, you're saying, oh, you know, well, at that point I'll have made it, you know, I'll be well off, things are going to work out for me. But what are you going to be doing in the meantime? What are you going to be doing in the meantime? And if you're going to enter a career field, or you're going to start working, or you're about to, you know, start doing a trade, know the numbers and know what it takes. I have somebody that I'm familiar with, you know, decided they didn't want to finish college. They dropped out. They were working a job, and they said they wanted to start working in the stock market. And I said, okay, if that's what you want to do, go for it. Of course, I think, at that point they had already started and completed the first year of college. I was like, I think you should at least finish the second year, get an associate's degree, at least have something. You've already started, just kind of stick it out one more year so you'll have something. But they didn't want to do that. And they said they want to enter the stock market. And I was like, okay, well, how much does the average stock cost? How much money do you make back on average? How long does it take for you to see a return on your investments? What percent of people make above this amount of money with investing in the stock market? And they couldn't answer those questions. They couldn't answer those questions. And those are things that you need to know. Especially if you're, working a 9-to-5 job that's only paying you $10 to $11 an hour. It's like you don't know vital information for the stuff that you're interested in. Let's say the average investment or the biggest investment that you're going to make is $500. And you are cutting it close. Like after you've paid your rent, you've paid your utilities, and you paid your food, you only have $510 left. So you're going to invest this $500. Well, let's say it takes 3 to 4 months to see a return on that investment. That's 3 to 4 months you don't have $500. What if an emergency happens? You have to be prepared no matter what you're going into. Even if you decide to go to college, what do I need for college? How much is it going to cost me? Where am I going to go? What am I going to major in? Like, what am I interested in? You just have to be prepared. But really, I think if you decide to not go to college, it is okay. College isn't for everybody. It isn't the end all be all if you don't go. You will make it. You will be fine. There are so many various avenues for people to find their way. So if people are telling you, well, you're not going to amount to anything because you don't have a degree, just tell them bye. That's really all you can do. You just got to tell them bye. And know that you're going to make it because you're going to have a plan. You're going to be prepared. And you're going to have done your research on whatever it is you're going to pursue next. And you're going to say, look, I know how much money I'm going to be making then. I know how long it's going to take me to make it. And I know exactly where I'm going to go from here. Even though it may not go that way, and, as you progress, it's just good to know and have a safety net. So if you're not interested in going to college, that's okay. You will be just fine. You will more than likely live a comfortable and satisfying life. Just make sure that you have a plan. It's well researched. And even if nobody else is supporting you, know that I'm supporting you. I don't have a lot of money, so I can't support anybody financially yet. I don't have a lot of money yet. But if you ever need any advice or you're looking to go to college and you need some advice, please feel free to reach out to me. My social media information, my email is all in the description box. Feel free to contact me. I'm open to having any type of conversation. I'm not going to say no, I'm not going to talk to you no matter what the topic is, even if it's not about college or beauty or hair. So if you have anything that you'd like to see, any comments, questions, suggestions, please leave them in the comments. If you like this video, please like it. If you felt that it was helpful, please feel free to share it. Just, I'm trying my best out here. I'm trying to help as many people as I can. But that's all. Please subscribe. Again, if you have any questions, comments, feel free to contact me. Thank you so much for watching.